I really have a dilemma, and that dilemma is dating. You know, there was a point in time when it was enjoyable for me, but for right now, it's extremely awkward. It's extremely uncomfortable, and I really don't like it. But at the same time, you have to go through the process of dating if you're hoping to find a significant other eventually. So for me, dating has basically 4 steps, and all 4 steps I despise. I just don't enjoy dating at all anymore. It's really uncomfortable. It's really annoying. It's really awkward. I just don't like it. The first step is that you gotta find somebody. You can't date if you don't have somebody to date. And then the process of doing that is annoying, and sometimes, I don't know. I don't like that process. Because first of all, for me, you know, when you're a 9.99999 out of 10, but you're looking for a 10, the process gets a little bit more difficult. For one, I have a certain type that I like. Of course, I'm not saying it's exclusive to that type, but there is a specific type that I like. You have to have a certain aesthetic, or, you know, whatever. You have to speak a certain way. You have to conduct yourself a certain way. So if you come to me with something like, yo ma, what's up? The toe we not go kiss, the toe we not go hug up. You're kind of a turn off from then and there. So, and then, you know, I tend to kind of like guys that are out of my league, kind of. As I said, I'm a 9.99999, and I like guys that are 10. That also kind of extends the process a little bit and makes it a little bit more complicated, you know, because, yeah. And then, I look young too, so, you know, I'm looking at a guy that looks like he's probably like 26. I look like probably 15. On a good day, I look like 19. So they still not gonna look my direction. So the first thing is really very hard, finding someone. But say you find someone miraculously, you know, well, in my case, miraculously, then you have to kind of exchange information and kind of wait for them to kind of contact you, depending on the type of woman you are, because I know that we're living in a millennial age where women are taking the roles of being the initiators and the leaders. But personally, I don't like to initiate initial contact. That's redundant. But I don't like to do that because I feel like if you're interested in me, then, you know, you should kind of, you know, lead or kind of chase me. Not necessarily chase me, but like come for me, like persuade me or pursue me. Yeah, that's the word. Pursue me. You know, like I don't think I need to pursue a guy. You know, I just, no. That's just not how I see it, but that I'm not saying that girls are not supposed to do that or women are not supposed to do that. I just don't do that, you know. You're there frantically waiting on a response, you know, especially if it's somebody that you kind of initially dig, or say you meet somebody at an event and you guys kind of connected and you had a good conversation and you're like, oh wow, you're looking forward to seeing what this person has to offer, and you give them your number and then you're just waiting and waiting and waiting. Now, some guys, I guess, they don't want to seem too thirsty, so they wait 3 days or something like that before they contact you. I don't like that. I just feel like that's lackadaisical, and you feel like, oh, let me just chill. No, don't chill. Like, I need to know right away if you're going to be a waste of my time or not. So just hurry up and text me. You go on a date. And that, for me, is my least favorite part because it's the most awkward part, you know? Depending on how you meet the person also, you know? Because if you met the person at an event that you mutually share an interest, you can make the date having to do with something like that. If you kind of met the person through a friend, or you met the person on the street or in the train, like I tend to do sometimes. Most people just go on a dinner date or a movie date or some cliche thing like that. I personally don't like that. You know, when you go on a dinner date, you have to act a certain way. Not saying that I don't know how to conduct myself, or not saying that women don't know how to conduct themselves, but either way, I don't want to have to put on a face, you know, or put on a facade to kind of impress the person. You know what I mean? Like, you're just there kind of trying to feel out the person and see what you can and can't do. And a lot of people be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be myself, this and that and whatever. To be honest, when you're in the situation, you're subconsciously not being yourself. You're subconsciously on your guard. You're subconsciously watching the person, and you're not necessarily in your comfort zone. And I don't like to be taken out of my comfort zone when it has nothing to do with career. When it comes down to like casual stuff or relationships or friendships, I want to be comfortable. And if I'm not gonna be comfortable, then I don't want to have to deal with it. I've been on awkward dates. I've been on a couple dates. And then the fourth part of the dating kind of thing is you kind of wait to see if you make date 2 or you make date 3, or overall if you pass the test or if they pass the test. I got rejected one time. I was an hour and 30 minutes late. Plus I was being a creep. The person was turned off by that, and they were like, I don't want to see her again. But for the most part, I'm easily turned off. So, you know, do one thing or half a thing, or don't do something, and I'm like, it's gone to the point where I just don't know if I should waste my time and effort into trying to date somebody. You know, I feel like my ideal person is gonna be somebody who I have been friends with, or who I had been friends with for a while. Which I don't have anybody in that kind of category right now that would qualify to, or that I'm looking at in that way, or that could be a prospective. I don't have anybody in the friend zone that could be a prospective person. So for right now, there does come a point where you want to have that special somebody to bring you roses and take you to the movies or take you dinner, or, you know, either way. And I'm not saying that I want all this, you know, just I want everything, because I would do that too. You know, I'm that type of person. And that's another reason why I'm so picky, because I know how I am. I know the things that I would do. And I just want to make sure that anybody that I take into my life is the kind of person that would do for me what I would do for them. I have no issues with being single, but there are days when the time gets cool and you kind of get lonely. But you know, you gotta kind of tough it out. So that's really kind of why I hate dating. And I would like to know what you think about dating, especially from the single people. Like, do you mind not going on dates and just being chilling? Do you like to go on dates? What do you think about going on dates? Like, it's so frustrating for me. What do you think? Like, I want to know. Please comment below. But the most important thing I really want you to do right now is like my video, share my video, and subscribe to my channel. I know I have not been like the most you know, person that uploads all the time, and I know I disappear for months at a time, but I promise you, I don't keep promises, but I will at least try to make an effort to be more present, because I need to create my reality. And I have more inspiration now. So like, share, subscribe. And until next time, big up on yourself.